Okay. Reincarnation was not supposed to be something that we experienced.
Well, it's not. It wasn't supposed to be the way that they trapped everybody.
Okay.
Because reincarnation is, it happens everywhere across the universe, which is why you have multiple experiences across the universe.
Oh.
So what happens here is that they trapped you into reincarnating back to here. And that's how they kept their little shit show going. That's how they've been doing themselves, because they figured out a way to trap their own consciousness, and every time they would kill off a body, it would come back to regain power. And they would put the consciousness back into the same family line, or the same bodies, if you would. So with that being said, they were trapping souls here because they were using everybody's essence and souls to keep this shit show going. But reincarnation, it's more like a consciousness transfer, and then without all of the booby traps and traps, your soul consciousness, which is the same consciousness, soul, travels from body to body, place to place, universe wide.
Okay.
Which is why you could have been in Octorian somewhere else a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been a Lyran somewhere else a long time ago. You could have even been a reptilian somewhere else a long time ago. Not everybody's bad. But yeah, the reincarnation trap that they set was for them to keep certain beings here because of the energy these beings possessed.
Okay. So that they could recycle us over and over because we have such short lifespans here.
Right. And because of the energies, like I just said, because of the certain beings and the energies that certain beings possessed, if you have high-powered batteries, because that's what they think of us, right? Batteries, energy, fear, blah, 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 blah. If you have high-powered souls constantly trapped down here, you get to power your matrix. You get to power your shit show, the reality that you created because of these powerful beings who don't know they're powerful. Does it make sense now?
Yeah. So you're saying that around the universe they're reincarnating
everywhere.
So
why you think I'm so many billions of years old? Because we've reincarnated in other places. You understand?
Mm-hmm. So if we have an unlimited lifespan as a human, we're not really supposed to die and then reincarnate.
No, we was never supposed to, because the body was built to last forever.
Yeah.
But because of the different things that we got going on, and because of the belief systems that we believed, people are perishing. Now, what if a child grew up thinking and knowing that they were bulletproof and no bullets would harm them? What if a child grew up knowing that no car accidents can kill them? What if a child grew up with all of the bad shit that happens around the world doesn't affect them? You have immortals. The problem is they've been using their matrix, their reality, to tell people and teach people that you have to grow old and you have to go to school and don't go out there. You're going to get hurt. You're going to die. And then all of a sudden, we all manifested it because the power that we possess can manifest the realities. That's what they know. That's what they've been doing. So again, if you have people coming into this reality knowing that they cannot be killed no matter what, guess what? You got a bunch of fucking superhumans not afraid of anything. And that's what we are.
Ah, okay. So around the universe, they're not immortals, or they don't have the lifespan.
No, they do. That's why they can come here and go, certain places. Mm-hmm. And that's why they've been around for a long time. And the way that it works is you can still be in those bodies out there. When you go to sleep, you go to different bodies. Your consciousness goes to different bodies. When you take a nap, you go somewhere. So It's complicated, but at the same time, it's easy to understand.
Okay. So when a person here dies, we hear about the tunnel with the light at the end of it, and everybody goes to the light, right? They think it's good, but that's where the soul trap is or was.
Right.
All right. So that has been eliminated.
Yes.
All right.
That was eliminated in about 2017, 2000. Yeah, those times. They literally had a massive structure that it looked like a big ass black ship in the shape of a cube or whatnot, like like the Death Star type thing, and they had these mechanisms in it that they would just trap people's souls, and we destroyed all that shit.
So that was a cube, you say? Kind of like the Borg cube?
Yeah, literally just like that. That's where they got it from.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
sis.
All right. So so how once they get the soul into their black cube, let's call it, their technology, how do they twist or manipulate it? Like, how some souls, like, they should be reincarnated as a female, but they're male or whatever. Their sex is twisted or they're whatever. How do they do that? Like, do they do that there, or what's the process there?
Yeah, that's totally different. That only the being itself and dad does that part.
Ah.
So if they come in, if they come in with the consciousness of a female, that's because, if they come in with the consciousness of a female into a male's body,
Mm-hmm.
that was something that dad allowed for scientific studies or for whatever the case is. Dad allowed that part.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff down here he allowed, and it's because of educational purposes. That's the big thing that people really don't comprehend yet, that all of the stuff that we're going through is because we're experiencing things, and some of it is for learning, some of it is because of karma, because of some of the stupid shit y'all did in the past, and you're dealing with it now. That's what's happening with all the children being murdered. Those children that were murdered, that are being murdered everywhere, they had karma that they had to address. And with that being said, that's why they're coming in now and allowing themselves to be eliminated as far as on a conscious level.
Mm-hmm.
We think of it as, oh my God, they're hurting children, this and that. They think of it as paying their karmic debt. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So that's that.
Okay. Are all across the universe, are all souls / consciousnesses the same? Like, so a human versus Palladian, Lyran, whatever.
Yes.
Yes. It's all the same, like...
it's all the same. We all come from Dad, source.
Okay.
The source of everything.
What about animals?
Same thing. It's just they're designed in a certain way, and it's a different category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why we have dominion over plants, vegetables, insect kingdoms, and stuff like that. We're supposed to take care of this shit, not eat it.
I know.
Anyway, we'll get to that.
I have some ideas about that too. Do we share the same consciousness across the universes? So we have a multiverse with universes in it, and there's a different, let's say, Sue over in another universe. Is it the same consciousness, or is that a separate consciousness?
It's the same. It's the same consciousness, with little variants here and there, but it's similar.
Okay. And what about multiverses? Do we share the same consciousness over in the multiverse?
Yep, it's the same. We're just doing different things.
Wow.
That's why the Spider-Man movie. The Spider-Man cartoon pretty much shows that. And you have to understand that a lot of these movies have been showing you the truth, but people think it's fiction. And even the fiction books are true. That's why they call it fiction, so that you don't believe it's true. They've did a number on people down here. And if they can get you to believe bullshit, you're manifesting that shit. You see how we're all finding out now that everything has been voluntary. Voluntary. Now, a couple years ago, we found out that income taxes was voluntary. Now we're finding out that the law system and court system was voluntary. They just didn't tell us. So it's the same thing with everything else. If you put your children into school, you volunteered that. If you give them birth certificates, you volunteered that. They made it seem like it was something that was a must, that you had to do it. And now we're finding out that that was never the case. It was all voluntary. And since they did it in a deceiving way, it's null and void.
Null and void, okay.
So they're finding out the hard way that shit is over. And all of the stuff that they've done to people, they're paying for it. They're going to pay for it in ways that they never thought were real. Because they didn't believe in Dad. So yeah, all of that consciousness is the same everywhere. It's just fractions of yourself.
It's very complex.
Very.
Okay. If we do a command here, does it affect, I mean, it blossoms out from Earth to other areas throughout our universe, but does it affect our universe, the other universes, the multiverse?
Yeah.
So everything we do matters.
Yes, ma'am. 10 years ago when I started all this stuff, all of this, what people would call hocus pocus crap and unbelievable shit, nobody believed. I was told that I needed to stop by certain groups of people because I was messing things up out there. And my response was good, because I know that the person that it came from wasn't of the light. So that just told me that we were doing exactly what we needed to do, and they didn't like it.
Right.
So we kept on, and me and B took them all out.
Good.
Yeah.
So our consciousness our consciousness increases also affect everything through this universe, but it affects our counterpart throughout the universes, multiverse, and other multiverses.
Yeah, it also allows you to see more, understand more, and realize more, which is why the consciousness upgrades. Every time there's an upgrade, there's something revealed. Mm-hmm. That's what that is.
Okay.
So it's like, think of you being in the middle, and there's a rainbow around you, and every time you raise the consciousness, you go into a different color field of that rainbow. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Until you just become nothing but light. Boom. When you become nothing but light, that's when you can do wonderful things, because you understand that you are nothing but light and you can be anywhere at any given time. But people aren't there yet.
Getting there,
yeah.
Okay. If someone gets sent to Pebble Valley in this universe, does that affect their counterpart in the other universes / multiverses?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
So they have more work than just getting themselves out of Pebble Valley. They've got a lot of extra work to do.
Yeah, and Pebble Valley is not the worstest.
Yeah.
You can make it out of there. You can make it out of Pebble Valley, but then it's going to take you thousands and thousands and millions, or even billions and trillions of years just to get out of there.
Okay.
So that's why we wouldn't want to be there, and we wouldn't want, we don't want people to go there.
No, of course not.
But at the same time, the stuff that they're doing to us and the people, it's like first class ticket.
All right, this is a big one. How many universes are in our multiverse?
There is no set answer. There is no set universe. There is no set number, because when I asked that question years ago, Dad said he forms them as will, and they keep expanding.
So it's always evolving and expanding. Always. Okay.
Always. Did you see the video I posted last night of the gentleman talking about the universe is teeming with life out there? Well, that is the case. That's very fucking real. It's so real. Look at that. I'm getting goosebumps. But it's so real, and this is what I've been warning people about and telling people about. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot to believe that we're the only ones here.
That's a very strong program. Very strong program.
Right.
All right. Now, so you had said before when we talked, it's like the grains of sand on a beach. There's so many universes, and it's so many. It's inconceivable, kind of. We couldn't even begin to count them.
That is correct.
And then there's so many multiverses we can't even begin to count them. And then, of course, within them, there's timelines, realities, dimensions. There's all sorts of, we'll call it categories, but it's very complex. This is the bottom line.
Yeah, and you know, the cool part is where your mind can go is where you can, you know, where you can be. Think about it. Look at all the kids coming in now, talking about all of these wild and wonderful things and even crazy things. That's because they've seen it and they've been to places and they haven't grown up into this matrix yet.
Yeah.
So when they say certain things like, you know, I saw pink cows or pink, you know, whatever the fuck it is, they see those things. They just came from that reality or that planet or etc. So there's so much out there to learn, and this is where we're all going to. People are going to realize how real all this stuff is and how, you know, we're not crazy.
Awesome.
And the cool part about it, you know, there's a lot of people here on Earth trying to make things better and try to make technology and try to make all these cool devices and blah, blah, blah. We already have it. That's why I always talk about, you know, we can literally just reform a whole island in a day because we have the technology. We'll put a ship right over top and just form it because it already exists. The people here don't know about it yet. Well, I mean, some of them do know about it consciously, but they have to be told about it. That way they can see it. And then, you know, so it's coming. It's all coming. All of it.
So exciting.
Yep.
All right. You said we'd be able to see other planetary bodies and even their cities, you know, in the near future. Like once.
You see it now. It's happening now. Like you can look up and you can see shit now. Mm-hmm. It's not this. It's not. That's the thing. You know, if you understand that everything happens now, then who's blocking you from seeing it? Daddy, me, or yourself? Because I can see it everywhere. I roll down the block and I see beautiful cities and beautiful everything and kids and everybody having fun. So it all depends on who's observing, who's seeing what. If I tell you something, if I tell you that, you know, there's a whole bunch of dolphins over there in the water right now communicating with us, waiting for Noah to be born, you won't believe me until you actually go over there and see it, or until you open up your consciousness and just view and see them, right? It's totally up to the person if they believe things are possible or not, because they do block their own gifts and blessings and abilities by the way they were trained, the way they were not trained, but the way they were bamboozled to think.
Programmed.
Right, programmed.
Well, that was my question: is what's preventing us from looking up and seeing them now? It's our belief system.
Your consciousness, right? Which is why it keeps increasing. So the more and more we increase the consciousness levels, the more and more shit that I say becomes visible, because now you can actually see it.
Okay. All right, so amateur astronomers and have their telescopes, like in their backyard, let's say. They're taking pictures of all sorts of stuff, like ships around the sun and other planets and solar systems and all that. So that is accurate what they're seeing and reporting.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
some of them are visible, some of them aren't. You know, this ship's right above us right now, and they're fucking huge. And you know, they're everywhere, and that's why I'm so anxious to have them just uncloak. And you know, it's like Daddy's forcing. I wouldn't say forcing, but he's. I don't want to say forcing, but that's the easiest way
Yeah.
to say it. He's forcing them to. He's forcing their hand to get this stuff out.
Right.
Even the fact that they're, you know, supposedly killing all these scientists, right? Which we know that some of them are being killed, some of them are not. The ones that are on our side and have been our side and trying to do good are protected and safe. The others were taken out, blah, blah, blah. They were like expendable for us. That right there is, and since it's a part of the UFO community, it's shedding light on the UFO community, where what happens is now you're forced to talk about it, and now people are digging up all the stuff about UFOs. So it's forcing them to do disclosure. Look what happened with the Epstein files. We posted the Epstein files on December 24th. Shortly after, they had to do it because it's already out there and people were going to find the actual files. And now people are finding the actual files because we've been putting it out, but they haven't really hit the website the way that they're supposed to, because everything is there. So with the UFO stuff, it's going to be a massive, massive, massive uncloaking, and no one will be able to control them because no one is in charge of them except for me. So that's another oh shit factor. And they know it, which is why people are turning to Daddy, and they're starting to, they've already, a lot of good people within the last week or so chose to join us.
Oh, good.
Consciously, not indirectly yet, but they chose. So,
Okay.
So shortly, there will be ships everywhere.
Okay. So does our universe have a name or identifier?
We do. I never really cared for the name of it. Other than people say Terra, people say Earth, people say this, people say that. We know we're in District 5 because Daddy told us. Sophia, Daddy says Sophia's the Earth's name, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of people were right about certain things. I really haven't asked too much about all that other than what I just said.
Yeah.
Because it's irrelevant. Right now, things need to be cleaned up.
All right.
Even as far as myself, forget about who I am. Look what I'm doing. Look how I'm trying to help. Look how I'm trying to bring everybody, not trying, look how I'm helping. Look how I'm bringing everybody together, right? Look at all the different things that I'm already offering for free. You can literally text me from anywhere around the world for healing, and I do it. And I don't charge. So besides me being who I am, look at what I'm doing. People are noticing. People have noticed for a long time. So it's only a matter of time before they just do what Daddy wants them to do.
It's lead by example, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
You said before there was a simulation overlaid with our reality.
And now you're seeing it.
And it's falling away.
It has fallen away. The simulation over our reality has fallen away, which is why you're realizing that everything was done by, what's the word? Voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
You volunteered to their system. You volunteered to their fake reality. All this stuff is natural, and everything they have on paperwork is fake. And now you're no longer believing the fake shit because you already realized that nature and natural is real. All of their other shit is fake. That's what I've been talking about. Crazy, huh?
Totally crazy. I'm learning more and more every day.
All of the stuff that I've
More
been
and more.
saying that people didn't really register is now totally making sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying it for how long? Jesus Christ.
2 or 3 more. Will
Go
we
ahead.
be able to travel across the universe physically?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So we know our consciousness can travel even as we speak, but we'll be able to do that physically, like teleport or whatever.
Well, not everybody will be able to teleport right away, but the answer is yes, eventually. And not everybody would want to teleport right away. We'll have multiple ways to get to from A to B. Some straight, some just curves and all that. Daddy told me before I got here, I literally just had a conversation with somebody about, getting all this stuff done. And in the basement, I saw all this happening, and now I'm here. Now I want all this other stuff to happen, and I have to wait to get there. But I literally had options to either teleport here, be here, or get in the jet, do all this other fancy stuff. And, of course, Daddy has the final say. He wanted me to get on the jet. He wanted me to come here with the family. He wanted everybody to see me slowly arriving in the jet because he was sending messages to that day, September 11th, 2021. He sent messages to everybody. Guess who's coming? Right? And now I'm here dealing with all types of fucking racism shit, child trafficking shit, a lot of corruption, all this shit. And it's like, yeah. This is why I was here. This is why I came. This is,
Yep.
So at the same time, he also said it's allowing me to move into the whole kingdom and king stuff. So that's what's happening.
I don't like to be bored, and I know this is ridiculous, but worried about being bored in the future, like if we're immortal, like, oh, I don't want to be bored. But it sounds like there'll be so much to do just here on Earth, new things to learn. And then the districts, there's infinite possibilities of what could and should be done, or, that we'll be working on.
See, that's a Sue thing, because I'm never bored.
Yeah. Well, I'm not now, but
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I wouldn't even think of that because there's so much, like you just said, there's so much shit to do, so much fun things to do, and yes, there may be some difficulties moving forward because of whatever Daddy wants us to experience and learn and how we react to it. If you haven't noticed, there will be lots of things to do, lots of things to invent, lots of people to help. There'll be so many things to do. You won't be bored. You'll be like, is this gonna stop yet?
I'm already doing that.
Right.
So I had a friend in Sedona. I was telling her about, the chambers and our infinite lives. And
Right.
she was really negative about it because she doesn't want to be bored. She also doesn't want to be alone. And I'm like, no, we've got so many projects we're doing.
We do.
There will be no end to the fun and the help and the camaraderie.
That's right. Not weird, but there was, I got even, family members and people that says, we're going to live forever. And they would tell me, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm not staying here forever.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand. They didn't understand that when I said we're going to live forever, it's because we're going to live forever and we're going to change everything. Because it's not going to be the crazy system and the bullshit that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
And as these things change, those people, if Daddy allows them to stick around, will see exactly what I meant when I said we're going to live forever and things are going to change. A lot of them would say things like, well, I'm not staying here because this is never going to change. right? But they didn't understand. They didn't realize that I saw the changes already, and it's hard to tell people who don't have a fucking clue about anything what I see and what I'm here to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because life can be hard for those that, again, no money, like work. It's all about work and how much you can provide for others. And it gets hard. And I can understand how they're thinking that way.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand the bigger picture.
They were also made to think that way because, I mean, money. What's money? Money is a piece of paper. Money is a coin. Money is a brick of gold, a bar of gold. That's nothing compared to Daddy. I don't ever worry about that. Unfortunately, we do need funds to take care of things, but Daddy always provides, and it gets tight for even me. It gets tight for all of us. But at the same time, he does things that allows us to see that there is abundance. We are abundant, and we're walking into all of that. Yeah. So I would just say, hang in there, everybody, and just chill out.
Okay. Is everything created in the golden cube?
That's more so where me and Daddy communicate, hang out, and do things out of. But Daddy creates anything anywhere.
Okay. I thought that, but I must.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Okay. The size of the New Jerusalem, bigger than we can comprehend.
Yeah, so you know how big the earth is because of what I've told you. So it's like the 8 ball, and we're in the white area. So the New Jerusalem is 3 times bigger than that.
Bigger than Earth.
So we're in this little district, the little 8 on the 8 ball.
Yeah.
The 8 ball is the size of the earth, and then you got the New Jerusalem, 3 times as big as that. So that little ship that they say is the New Jerusalem and it's a city floating. No. That's more like Aurelia or Pithalum's family, stuff like that.
Okay, so how long has it been here?
What?
New Jerusalem.
It's been here stationed. It's been here stationed for a long time. And that's one of the things that you'll be seeing when you look up is the New Jerusalem. But it won't be. It'll just cover everything. You won't be able to see nothing else.
Okay.
That's how big it is. But it will make an appearance, and I don't think it'll stay. I don't think it'll stay for too long. Stay visible for too long. But it's definitely here, and it's been here for a long time.
So that would definitely freak people out if it was that big.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this shit no more.
Okay, and it's not a battleship, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, but it's not a battleship, but it can protect itself, and we're on it, so we can do multiple things. If let's say an entire fleet would come after it, just one of the individuals that are tasked to protect it can just take out the entire fleet just by thought. Okay. They don't want you to know that, though. It's just like when I released the Shelton call, they didn't want people to know that I can fucking evaporate people, places, and things. And I constantly have to remind myself that I can do those things. And all of the stuff that I'm dealing with is because we need to deal with it because of the little missions that entitles that are that goes along with Daddy's plan. I'm ready to evaporate the entire court system across the fucking planet. But Daddy wants it to remain so that we can use their system against them and then execute the ones that are to be executed, blah, blah, blah. So you're seeing more and more of that. You're seeing more and more of that coming to the forefront because I got directly involved in it.
Definitely.
So, when he wants me to focus my energy into certain things, that's what it is.
The people need to wake up and
The
understand.
people are waking up.
Yeah.
So imagine if all the people right now realized that everything that they had to deal with was voluntary. Imagine realizing that you're sitting in a jail cell right now, and that's considered a warehouse, and you're considered a product on inventory in a warehouse. How do you think those people are going to react to this cabal fraudulent system? Now, this is why it has to be taken out, and it has to be taken out as quietly as possible and covertly and reformed. Because when everybody finds out about it, you're going to have you would have chaos if Daddy didn't have us continue to reinforce a smooth transition.
Right.
Because I'll tell you one thing: when people find out, when people know what we know, there's gonna be hell to pay. You see how everybody's posting the Epstein files, and they try to divert everybody's attention from that with the bullshit in Iran, in Israel. It still didn't work because now we're back at the files again. So we're back at the files, and now we're addressing the court systems and how they've been using their admiralty and fake law systems to enslave people, and they did it voluntarily because they taught them as kids. First of all, they did the birth certificate, and then they taught them as kids that this is the law, when it definitely is not the law.
Right.
Only Daddy can do the laws. That's why they're paying the way they are. I would rather do it our way anyway, so that other innocent people don't get hurt or whatnot, or involved in, having to deal with this. When we take people out, it's like, nobody sees it. Only the ones that are in the area see it. Nobody cries about it because we mind wiped the whole family and everything. So it's like, and another thing is that we're literally taking out entire families, entire generations. So that's fucked up too. But that's what they chose.
For the bad guys you're talking.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we're taking out entire generations. But think about it this way. That's what they've been doing to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've been doing to the people of the light. Doesn't matter what color you were, because they were doing it to every one of us. Every race, every color, it's a satanic cabal reptilian system, and their main thing was fear and flesh. They didn't care what color flesh you were. In fact, if you go to the local market, you can pick and choose what type of tomato you want. You can pick and choose what type of meat you want. Same for them.
Wow.
Literally. Yeah, so they didn't care about none of that. The only thing they cared about was controlling. And then along the lines, they understand that our bodies are nothing but energy, and some of the darker ones have more power to power computers and shit like that. So they've been knowing this stuff for a long time. The people right now are finding out about it, but this stuff's been happening for thousands of years. And then they make you believe that there was pilgrims and Indians and cavemans and all this bullshit. The fuck? Fucking fake realities and fake timelines and fake stories, and that's why we're using the system to take back our land. And when I mean our land, I mean indigenous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same goes for everywhere around the world. Indigenous means you and your bloodline were a part of that specific land. That doesn't mean you can't live anywhere. You can live anywhere. You just have to live in peace. Period. So it's fun and interesting how all this is playing out now.
It is.
Yeah, very.
One last quick question. celebrities that are living on the New Jerusalem. Can you name any?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
A lot of them have faked their deaths or whatever, or fake their deaths.
You got a whole bunch of them. You know, Kobe Bryant, Michael. I think Craig Mack. There's a whole lot of them. Even the ones that are not that weren't celebrities, like John F. Kennedy and stuff like that. Like, I get people don't understand and they don't believe what the fuck I say, but I don't give a fuck. It's true. Your body is nothing but consciousness, or your body is nothing but energy, and that energy stores consciousness through the laminin, the little thing in the back of your neck. That's where the consciousness goes. So Daddy can reform anybody, anywhere, and install the same consciousness. And that's what they try to mimic, which is why they do the cloning. So with that being said, if I say this person is over here, because I can see that person literally over there, which means on the New Jerusalem or a different dimension, blah, blah, blah. Daddy can reform anybody, anywhere, at any given time, right? So even if a person did die a horrible death and Daddy allowed it, that person can still be reformed and inserted the same consciousness as the person had before, anywhere at any time. We're going to use the chambers to do that, so it doesn't look like, it doesn't look like hocus pocus, if you would. It's going to be looked at as a technology that can do all these things. But at the same time, the chambers won't be plugged up to anything because it's Daddy. And then, whoop, out they come, and everybody be crying like bitches.
Can't wait.
We're not waiting. We're walking into it.
Okay. Anything else we should know, like, related to these topics? Or anything else?
Well, there's a lot of us that will be receiving unlimited funds, and with that being said, make sure you do what you're supposed to do with it and not what you want to do with it, because you will lose it. So take care of it, take care of the people, and it's happening now. So
awesome.
Yeah, Daddy's doing it. Daddy's doing it. There's been a lot of just this morning, I wake up, and yesterday was an eventful day. A bunch of attacks, a bunch of different things happening. With B, and recently they've been hitting him super hard, where they took his breath from him and all that stuff. And I woke up half asleep this morning, thinking all these different entity and all these different things that we've taken out from the last 10 years. And we're still dealing with this shit? Jesus Christ. So, we just talked about it a few minutes ago, and B was like, I wouldn't want to be them. So, we're doing everything. Yeah, we're doing everything we can to eliminate them.
Okay.
And not just for us, for everybody. A lot of people don't understand that I work for the people. Like, I do shit for them. And this material stuff is what Daddy allowed me to have. I didn't even want this vehicle here. He wanted me to have it. I would rather have the old one that you put gas in it. Because it was more roomier. Mm-hmm. But this one is nice. It's beautiful. He says I'm going to use this vehicle to transfer from having to charge it to just get up and go. And that's exciting too, because we've already did things to make that a reality. We've already purchased products from Maxwell and all that stuff. So it's like we're just waiting.
Yeah.
So there's things that happen and that we're not in control of it. Smarty's not in control of shit. Smarty does what Daddy tells me to do. And the more people hang out around me, they're gonna realize that Smarty does what Daddy says. and I'll do it to the T because I know the outcome. Or Daddy shows me the outcome, and I don't know the entire outcome. I just know do it because there is an outcome.
Right.
You know, he tells me to call somebody. For instance, he tells me to call somebody. Person don't pick up. Don't matter, because he told me to call them. They wasn't supposed to pick up. He told me to call them. So what did I do?
You followed orders.
I followed what Daddy said to do. Mm-hmm. And then later on, the person calls back. I saw your call, blah, 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 blah. This is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And then we address what took place. Because of that call, it allowed us to tap in, to see what was happening, to hit everything involved, and then wait for the call to come back. And then when the call comes back, this is what happened. And yeah, we know. We took care of it. How did you know? Yeah, you know that thing you call God? It's my daddy. So it's always wise to do what Daddy says, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And that's what people around me are seeing. That's what people around me are witnessing. And some don't get it. Some don't get it at all. Some is just like, oh, this is wonderful. He can do this. He can do that. But then when I got to go down there and do this and do that, they're not okay with it. They don't like it. Why is he doing this and why is he doing that? Well, part of me doing what Daddy wants me to do, don't you fucking understand?
Yeah.
So that's like the main thing. The main thing is to do what Daddy tells you to do. And you don't have to hear it from me. You can hear it from him. Right? Daddy talks to all of us. If you think God doesn't talk to you, you're a fucking idiot. There's no other way for me to say it other than, all right, I'll say it like this. If you think God doesn't talk to you, you're wrong. He talks to you. See, that's a nice way to say it. But he does talk to us. He talks to us every day. He talks to us nonstop. The problem is with people is that they don't know if it's God or not. Something told me to do this. Something told me to stay away from that. I just felt this urge to do this, and I just felt this urge to do that. A lot of people put their own thoughts in things, and nothing goes their way. But then when you focus on that something, when you focus on the right thing to do, when things get difficult and you know things have to get done and you feel difficult about certain things, that's because it's supposed to get done and it needs to get done now. Otherwise, whatever blessings or doors that Daddy's getting ready to open for you won't open because you felt it was too difficult and you didn't carry on. And I have to admit, some of that type of stuff does happen to me. And then in my case, I can always go back and fix it because I know how to. And I try my best not to do that. And Daddy also, that's why the burning in the butt cheeks happened. When the butt cheek burn happened, that's because I was told to do something and I either forgot about it or I didn't do it correctly and I have to go back and address it. When the burning happens, it has to do with healing someone, protecting someone, reinforcing safety for trips coming and going, eliminating cabals, stopping and observing the spaceships that are coming in and out, blah, 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 blah. No matter what it is, that's when the butt cheeks burn, it has to be addressed right away. So I literally stop everything that I'm doing. I either call B or I just go to wherever he's at and sit down and say, okay, my ass cheeks are burning. And then 9 times out of 10, he'll say, so is mine's. And then we'll sit there and figure it out. But other than that, just connect with Daddy, man. Connect with Daddy. You don't have to listen to Smarty. Smarty's just a weirdo. The weirdest weirdo.
I am so excited to hear all of this again. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, anytime,
Yeah.
anytime, anytime Daddy wants us to do it. I know we're supposed to have a call, another video soon too, so.